Can you open a profitable personal training gym with just £5,000? If this video found you, then the chances are you're someone who's looking at opening their own studio. And that was just like me 18 months ago. And I wish I could have watched a video like this one before I opened mine. It would have saved me a load of cash, a load of stress, and a load of headaches. So here we go then. I'm going to show you if it's possible to open a personal training studio in the UK with a budget of just £5,000. I'll take you through the legal, the setup, the equipment, all the fees that are included to get your personal training studio up and running for less than £5,000. And I do think you'll be surprised by the outcome. So what I'm going to do, we're going to document each of the expenses on this spreadsheet to make it nice and clear and easy for us to follow. And again, if you like this type of content, then hit the subscribe button because I post personal training business tips just like this one. We have the lease, the building, the premises that you choose. We're only opening up a small personal training studio / small group training. Therefore, you only really need something 400 to 600 square foot. You can find plenty of examples of these between 600 and 800 pounds per month in rent. There is a caveat to this where some or most landlords will want 2 or 3 months rent up front. So that is obviously an additional cost, but in terms of the monthly rate on the rent, you're looking at around £700, for example. We have electric and water that will become monthly bills, about £25 to £30 on electric, £10 on water, you probably won't use much. Consumables, these are things like you might need a Hoover, you might need a mop to clean up, you might need some wipes, some consumables in terms of office supplies. That added up together, maybe you might have a whiteboard or something like that. £90, we'll budget for that. Service charge on your unit, if you have somewhere in an industrial park or something, or offices, there may be a service charge, which is basically a payment that is made monthly, whereby they tidy up the grounds outside or something to do with the building. That is what you'll pay your service charge. For today, I'm putting that as NA because some places you will not have a service charge. Insurance, your PT and your contents insurance, £70. That's usually for the year though, for your PT insurance, and then you will need to insure your equipment. It's not that expensive to do. And then your building content insurance, sometimes this is included in your lease or will be an additional payment, but it's relatively cheap. Renovation. So if you've just taken over a property that looks like this picture here, you may need to paint the walls. You may need to tidy and clean up. You may need to fit a couple of lights. We're budgeting £200 for that. A sign for the front door, relatively cheap. You can pick one up for about £50. Now your matting, you have a few options with the mat. Different levels of thickness is going to cost you more money. Different size, square foot of mat, obviously is going to cost you more or less depending on the sizing. Now, you don't have to mat out the full floor. There might be a certain area that you mat out. But if you go cheap, they're going to get destroyed and you'll end up buying another set of mats. To mat this area out, which is about 400 square foot, it cost me £640. Now we're going to move on to some equipment just to get you started when you're personal training. Let's go for the top 4 things. Like to have one piece of cardio equipment because you're going to potentially be training a variety of people. So having the fitness levels improve is always going to be a key thing. So we're choosing a rowing machine, Concept 2 or Rowerg. You can pick them up for about £600 second hand. Dumbbells, again, depends on your clientele, but you're probably going to want 2 to 25 kg on a rack. And I've seen these about for £600 for the full set. A rig and a rack, you can pick these up for around £200 and then just bolt it to the wall. Bench, Myrofit, do a bench, good quality. £120, you could probably pick up a more commercial grade one for a little bit more expensive. Obviously, you're going to need barbell plates and clips, £125. I have seen these and I have got these myself. £275, cable crossover machine, quite a big expense, but highly recommend it because you can do obviously your back, your abs, your triceps, biceps, loads of exercises on it. So it's going to be good, money's worth piece of equipment that you can have in your studio. Also, if you've got 2 people working, you can have one on each side. So it's a bit of a no-brainer. Will cost you anywhere between 500, 1,500 second hand. Then some smaller items, TRX ropes, quite a good thing to have in a studio, wall balls, get the cardio conditioning up as well. Big piece of equipment that you may want to consider is a leg press / hack squat, because it's going to be good for clients that potentially struggle with barbell squats. So having a leg press is a good addition. That's going to set you back about £600 to £1,000, depending on the brand, the condition. How much do you think? I'm quite interested to see if you can guess in the comments below how much you think that has cost. So let's do a quick sum. £4,995. Your marketing, your social media is free. Word of mouth is free. So you should be able to pick clients up without spending a penny. Let's now have a look at the potential earnings under this graphic here at what this kind of setup could bring you as a new personal trainer in your very own personal training studio. Based on a 40 per hour session, £40 per hour, and doing 35 sessions per week, you could have clients on a package where they come once per week for 4 weeks, and this would be that setup. Now, if you work 35 hours a week, that would be £1,400. The monthly rate on that would be £5,600. That's on, say, the block of 4 that we spoke about. Yearly, that will bring in £72,000, which is a lot of money considering you've just set this gym up for £5,000. Let's take off that you have 4 weeks annual leave for holiday or maybe sickness. Unfortunately, it happens. Brings us down to £67,000. Put an additional buffer in there for when you have ran at times where you are not at full capacity or where clients were on holiday. That brings you down to around £60,000. So that is the potential income that you can get from this kind of setup as a private or small group personal training facility. So let me know in the comments if you found this video useful, and if you want more personal training business tips and value, then make sure you hit the subscribe button and stay tuned for the next video.